sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
All right. Next question. I'm gonna start off recording this one. Oh man, this is I can't wait to hear thoughts on this one. So we were just talking about Adam Schefter, guys, earlier in the episode, and right now, the same emails that the FBI got with Adam Schefter, the Washington football team, Bruce Allen, is the same emails that John Gruden said. Now, originally, John Gruden said a racial comment, right? DeMaurice Smith had lips like tires. Okay. Everybody knows what that means. Then other emails came out where he was talking about LGBTQ, women, Goodell. I'm not going to repeat some of the language because I don't agree with it. And what are your, and the Raiders had to let him go. And this was a really quick turnaround. It was from, I think the initial leak was like Sunday or Monday. And then more emails came out. I think Gruden was he let go Monday? I think he was let go Monday. I think he resigned Monday. Yeah, so it was real quick. Yeah. It happened like Thursday, and then by Monday he was let go. So Corey, what are your thoughts about that? Are you surprised that the Raiders let him go?
No, absolutely not. But based on things like Tony Dungy and Mike Tirico vouching for Gruden during Sunday Night Football before the rest of the stuff came out, I think he might have actually survived the initial story, just the comments on DeMaurice Smith. He shouldn't have that either, but I think there's a chance he could have. But once that New York Times piece came out showing that it wasn't just one isolated incident where he, made a mistake, it was there was a history and a pattern of this kind of abhorrent behavior. I would imagine he lost the locker room immediately. Like as soon as players started seeing that stuff, I don't see any way how he would have had any respect in that locker room. Now, I don't doubt that we will see hacks like Clay Travis come out and try to spin this as the fault of the cancel culture boogeyman and try to somehow negate what Gruden said. Gruden's comments were absolutely disgusting. They shouldn't have been acceptable at any point when he said them. Definitely not acceptable now. I kind of wonder, why did it take so long for this stuff to come out? I mean, these emails covered a 7-year span, and none of this came out ever. So clearly wasn't an isolated thing. I will also throw out there that I kind of think someone within the Raiders were probably the ones that leaked these emails. I saw a number of national media people coming out saying, calling out how, Gruden's emails came out, but nothing on the Washington football team when this was an investigation of them. And I don't really think it's a coincidence that the day after the NFL sent the Raiders the rest of these emails so that they could discuss them with Gruden, all of a sudden this piece hits the New York Times. Like, come on now. We've talked on this pod before how Gruden should have been on the hot seat for his production on the field. They still would have owed him $60 million beyond the season. I have no doubts that someone within the Raiders organization took this opportunity to get out from under that insane contract they gave him and took this chance to get rid of him. And it's 100% deserved. Good riddance. And hopefully this, means that, he doesn't land in a cushy job at ESPN again.
Craig, John Gruden, man.
All right. Obviously, his comments were unacceptable. Shouldn't have said what he said, or shouldn't have wrote what he wrote. Kind of agree with Corey with the whole 7-year span that took this long to come out with the emails and things like that. It's just I'm kind of surprised. I got a couple like theories or conspiracy theories type thing I'm gonna get to in a little bit, but it's just I don't really know. I'm not gonna sit there and say that he stepped down voluntarily. I don't think he did. I don't think he would leave $60+ million on the table like that. I think it was mutual. I don't think Mark Davis he wanted to let him go, but like he had to do what he had to do. It was can't just leave him sitting there. I think he could have survived. I definitely think he would have still been there if not more emails had been leaked. I think he could have got through the DeBoer Smith email and have been not perfectly fine, but he'd have been able to talk his way through that one and get through that. But honestly, I think Roger Goodell leaked the emails, started leaking.
Okay.
I kind of think that, especially some of the stuff about because Roger Goodell has a homosexual brother. So and what the comments that were said about his brother from John Gruden,
Don't
I
repeat
think it
it.
rubbed him the wrong way.
Don't repeat
So
it.
obviously, huh?
Don't repeat them.
Yeah. So I think it rubbed him the wrong way, and I think Roger Goodell wanted them to get. I don't think he wanted them out. So this is the easy way to get them out is to keep leaking emails. I think they were going to keep leaking emails over and over again until the Raiders did something about getting them out of there.
Okay.
And I kind of thought it was going to happen a little bit earlier, but it happened on Monday night, coincidentally during a show he used to host, and he's not there anymore. So I don't think he's ever coming back from this. Like this is just too much going on. The emails between him and Bruce Allen and some other guys that were from the Tampa area that own companies and things like that down there in that area or just nationwide. It's gonna be he's never gonna come back from this. And like just the fact that I guess all this information is leaking out there, like I know the Washington football team was absolved in the summertime with all this. Is that going to bring back? I think that people now kind of want to see some of those emails or kind of want them to go back through some of those emails. I don't know if they're going to. I don't think they will. I don't think Roger Goodell's going to go through that again. I think he kind of if there was something in those emails, I think he saved the owner, Daniel Snyder, from anything, and the scapegoat was John Gruden. That's kind of what I think. It's kind of so. It's better to get a coach out of there than try to get an owner out of there. And owners support John Gruden, like they're his boss basically. So, or not John Gruden, they support Roger Goodell, so they're his boss basically. So he don't want to mess up anything like that with that. So why not just go after an easy target, the coach? So it's not unfortunate. He got what he deserved. I listened to Keyshawn Johnson, who used to be coached by him, and he said he was a used car salesman. He's a fraud. It doesn't surprise him. I guess he was more surprised from Bruce Allen because him and Bruce Allen, he didn't see Bruce Allen as this type of person to be mixed up with this. But it is what it is. Like, he's in it now. He's implicated in this now. Now we just have to wait and see what happens going forward with the emails and things like that. And another crazy thing is that obviously you can grow between 2011 to 2021, but like he has the first ever openly gay player on his team, and like I wonder how he feels about the stuff that was written about from his former coach about that. Now you got black players on the team. Black players make up like 70% of the NFL. And like I watched some of the game on Sunday against the Bears. And I could tell they were just like they didn't really care. Like it's hard to be up and play for a guy that you just heard all this stuff come out about, and now you got to go out there and try to play a football game for him. Like, come on, man, it's just uninspiring. The thing you said about like Eric Reed, like to me, like come on, man. It's ridiculous. Like you're talking about player safety and how bad that was. Like you wasn't for the players. Basically, he was against player safety, from what I read, and just the things he said about the then Vice President Biden and obviously Roger Goodell, and it's just all this stuff that's coming out. And I honestly kind of want to see what else he had to say. because I know this wasn't it. So I'm glad he got fired. He was already, to me, going to be on the hot seat anyway this year. He should have been anyway last year. I kind of want to see how the Raiders respond from this. They started out 3-0. They started out looking pretty good. I think it was only a matter of time, though, regardless of who was the coach, they were going to start to go down. But you never know. Maybe this will rejuvenate and get the team reorganized together so that way they can go out and play. But yeah, he's done. He's done. There's no coming back from this. I heard his brother speak on behalf, or say some words on some interview we had the other day. Obviously still speaking highly of him and how he didn't know and all this other stuff. So, obviously he's going to stick up for his brother, and I don't blame him. But his brother's trash. He is what it is. Like, this is some people's true character. And like I said, some people can grow from this, and how you feel in 2011 behind the dark versus 2021 is two different things. But obviously he was real comfortable with these guys, Bruce Allen and all these other guys, to keep having these back. It wasn't like, if it was just one email, okay, but it was a bunch going back and forth about this. So he was real comfortable talking like this to people behind the scenes. So I can only imagine what he said in person. I can only imagine what he said during a phone call or text messages or things like that. So, yeah, I don't expect to see him on ESPN, on any NFL team. Maybe he'll get with a college team as a consultant or something like that. But yeah, I think he's done professionally.
So I've been following this for I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, a lot of sports media outlets about this. First thing is, I think he should have been fired off of the racial black comments. That's just me. I think he should have been let go. He would have lost the locker room at that. He might have been able to recover, right? But on top of that, Al Davis is probably rolling in his grave because he was the first owner to hire a black head coach, a Spanish head coach, and a woman executive. So, that's going against everything the Raiders stand for. And now we wonder why he traded him. Maybe this is why. Nobody knows. Maybe he saw something like, I gotta get. That's a good point. And Craig, I definitely didn't know that about Roger Goodell, but I do have a sister who's gay, but like you, and I've known what not to say and to say, because I have to ask her for guidance, because sometimes we've grown up saying the wrong words in life, thinking it's normal, but it's not. But Gruden knows better than that. And see, this is the thing with the NFL that they're trying to cover up now, is that it's a good old boys club. And this is just like, it just keeps mounting over and over again. Every year it's something to be like, oh, we're not racist, but look at this again and again. Like, it's gonna be, I feel like it's gonna be more stuff to come out. I do agree with you, Craig, and I'm a Washington football team fan. Well, for the moment, because I don't know, man. But it is funny how Snyder has not got any backlash from this. Bruce Allen's not there, but I understand that, Craig. I've been hearing that a lot, where Gruden could be the fall guy instead of Snyder. That he could be the scapegoat. A couple people saying this, but he can't say what he said. Man, you have the first openly gay player on your team who's a spokesperson for gay people, and he should be. This is huge news. We talked about this, how great that is, right? You have, not only do you have women coaches, right? You have women coaches now. Washington football team has a woman coach. Buccaneers have a woman coach. You have women referees. You have women in, I think the Panthers, okay, I don't want to misspoke, but somebody high in the Panthers organization is a woman. We talked about that like 2 years ago. But this is like, what are you doing, right? So you're just gonna say, forget everybody, right? And it's just it's not cool, man. And I don't think he's okay. He's definitely not going to be at ESPN. He's definitely not going to be an NFL Network. He's definitely he's probably not going to be a Fox Sport FS1. Now, Skip Bayless did say this. Shannon Sharp says he doesn't think that they're done. He thinks that Gruden's not going to be on any platform. Skip Bayless said, don't be surprised if somebody picks him up. But I just don't see any of the major networks. I don't see NBC. I don't see Fox. I don't see CBS. Because Skip said maybe 5 years from now. Maybe, but this is hard to get past. Like, you just went on a tirade. Like, you just forget black and brown people, gay people, women, and the LGBTQ community. F them all. Excuse my language. But come on, man. That's that good old boy talk, man. You're sending emails to Bruce Allen. Who else are we talking to? It's not just y'all two. It's more executives and more coaches out there. And I hope everything comes to light. I hope it comes out. Because I want to see. You know? So that's just my thought.
Yeah. 2 quick follow-ups there.
Yeah.
One, with something Craig mentioned. I don't know if you guys saw, but Carl Nassib asked to take a personal day away from the team today after all this. And I think that's potentially a sign of how things were in that locker room and how things were settled. 2, also to one of Craig's points, that, opinions can change over a decade, which sure. But on the flip side of that, John Gruden's 58 years old. Even going back to his oldest comments 10 years ago, he was pushing 50 at 48. I 100% believe somebody can absolutely change from like their 20s even into their early 30s. You go through, you learn, you interact with new people. Once you start getting into your mid 40s, 50s, like that's kind of who you are at that point. And I don't know a lot of people that late in life really have profound changes on their personality and their beliefs and stuff like that. So, I mean, if Gruden into his early and mid 50s was saying this stuff, I think it's just kind of that's who he is.